All right, um, so everyone, like besides like Maruf and Monica, did anyone do the homework? No, yes. That's a very bad number, guys. There are some new people. They're gonna think like, these people doesn't do their homework.
I want to do it yesterday.
Huh?
I took some time yesterday, but I didn't take anything.
Okay. So like please start actually looking into these things. This is kind of like whatever we covered in our last class. This is kind of important. Okay, why do you need to know this? Because of this. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm gonna actually open up Firefox, and I am gonna open Maruf work using Firefox. Okay, so I'm gonna go there, box number 1. Okay, so open with Firefox. Okay, guys, um, um, take a look at here. Now, for example, you have a form here. We don't have any, like we should have actually like have a button or something. So let me just actually add a button on his HTML. So that time it will make more sense. Yeah, or a button or something. So for example, this is the one he worked on, right? So open with Adam. Where is, okay, now if I go down all the way, so look, this is the div for the outer box number 3. So in here, if we start a tag for input type, type equals to text, text, and I finish my input type. And finally I use another input type equals to button. Equals to maybe name field, okay, and in here I say id equals to maybe like sub, okay. So now if I go back to Firefox, did I add it on right HTML? Input type equals to text. Okay, so value equals to submit and id equals to sub. Okay, now let's go and refresh. Okay, it came right here. I have to I guess I have to create a new div out of it. Div. I have to push it. What was the property that you are gonna have to use to actually push the text to? No, not the BR. Margin top, right? So here, let's do. We put some inline styling. So margin top, right? MAR dash top, right? Quotation equals to maybe 300 pixel. Oh yes, your box is like 460, right? Did I put the property right? Did you use margin top? Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, it worked. So I just actually put some less, 400 maybe, right here. So now what exactly my point was? Why this is? Let's do 300. Okay, everyone look up. So why exactly you need to know ID and class? That's the most important part. For example, I assign some design to this area, right? In the box, maybe I make it big. A lot of time you see the buttons are big, right? In a lot of time in registration page or sign up page, you see the buttons are like this big. Instead of the small buttons, you see big buttons, right? So because they applied some CSS to make it bigger. Now, in testing perspective, what exactly you're going to have to do in an HTML page? What exactly, how you're going to perform your test? For example, if I'm asking you, test the iPhone unlock feature is working, what exactly you're going to do? You will take your iPhone, press on home button, then try to unlock and put some password. That's how you're going to do, right? So in our class, we will learn how to perform testing on a web application. So the process of testing a web application would be open a browser, then type something here, then finally submit, click on this button, right? This is the process. So if a regular user manually do that job, that will be the manual testing, but we are going to learn a testing tool, automated testing tool, it's called Selenium. So Selenium will help us to automatically type here, automatically click this button. Now, how exactly Selenium will know, okay, I need to go to this button to click? That's where the ID comes from. So ID and class we learned, Selenium has this support. Selenium, we can assign ID and class and say in Selenium, go there and type. It automatically will type into the box. It automatically will click the box. That's the whole idea of ID and class. That's why I say ID and class is the most important part because of this. How? Look, so so if I right click, right? If I right click and inspect element, you are gonna see this inspect element will give me this one, sorry. Okay, look. Okay, so now look, if I go there, do you see the ID is here, right? So if I need to click on this button, I will tell Selenium, look for ID whose ID name equals to sub, then go there and click. So it will automatically click in this button. That's the whole idea. And you see there is another property called name. Name equals to username. So we're going to tell Selenium, go there, look for name field. Whenever you find name field, go there and type there. It will automatically type. That's the whole idea of attributes. In Selenium, QTP, that's how it actually works. So maybe it's kind of little harder for you to visualize at this moment, but you will understand once you get there. Okay, just remember ID, CSS, sorry, ID, class and name, these are the property. It's one of the most important property of a web applications. Okay, so look, let me show you some professional website that I currently so for example, This is one of the site. Hey, okay. I should look for Curry Heights. Okay. So this is a restaurant ordering system. So for example, if I go to reservation, right? So if I go to reservation, and these are nothing but a HTML design and some CSS was applied to make it the page look like this. Okay, so now in your real life application, if you go right click inspect element with Firebug, you are gonna see most of the form or most of the field has actually ID or class associated with it. Look, do you see input ID equals to reservation number of people? Do you see there is an ID field, reservation number of people? This is a real site. I'm not talking about some HTML that we designed. Okay, now after that, do you see a class? Right, this class refers to, like, the form control. So there is a form right here. So to design these forms, whatever design was actually associated with it, we can actually see this was part of form design. Then, like, other one is type equals to text. We already know type equals to text mean what, right? This text box. So whenever we need to see a text box, we put type equals to text. Okay, and there is a name field. Either we can actually use ID field to locate the elements, or we can use name field to locate the elements. So now what I want you to do, like, start looking into the real site, right click, go to, like, inspect element, and you are going to see all the HTML. It's going to be familiar to you. Now you will understand. Oh, okay, I understand now. Firebug is a like, for now you don't need to know Firebug. It's for, like, double checking the HTML. Okay, you just can you can just right click and inspect element. Okay, so if you open up your Google Chrome is best. So open Google Chrome and any new site, for example, like, if I go to apple.com, right? This is Apple site. Now, for example, I want to see how Apple site was designed. Right click, like, inspect element. It will literally give you all the HTML work that Apple did to do their work. Look, this is the deep base layout, and they use a class property called hero content, right? So if you go there, now this is a tag, this is a class. So basically there is a link which is linking to /music. It's actually taking you to music. Now if you get in to other divs, you're gonna see, like, lots of other properties associated with it. Okay, so what I want you to do is start looking into some real site, so real HTML, and see how exactly that was designed. Now either you can even actually copy paste those HTML to your HTML to make it look like this. Okay, remember I gave you some homework at first 1 or 2 3 class, basic stuff. You can actually copy outside HTML for your work and do that work. That's gonna be okay. Some of you guys already did it, right? Okay, so today I was gonna show you, actually I'm gonna show you some other trick about multiple class. So we showed how to associate one class and one ID with the HTML attributes or HTML tag. Today we are gonna learn how to assign multiple class as well as multiple class to HTML tag, right? So So this is the example I always give out. What I want you to do, I want you to create a page like this. Okay, so this is your word. Right now in the class we are gonna actually create a page like this. Okay, so I want to make a red box, then I want to make a blue box. So the background color should be blue, text color should be white, and the border color should be black. So I want everyone to start creating a HTML page which is gonna look like this. So we will do it the whole class. We will do it together. Okay, that's what actually we are gonna do. So to start, go to Coffee Cup and start a HTML page. So click on File, click on New HTML page. So after this, first of all, besides this HTML, we need to create a CSS file. That's the most important part, right? So we're gonna click on File, then we're gonna say New CSS file. Yes.
If it's something small,
Mhm.
can we just for our convenience, can we do it in HTML and then transfer it
Transfer it to
to CSS? Because it's so much easier to just click on.
HTML. You cannot. The thing is, oh, you want to do inline CSS instead of external CSS.
No,
No?
we do internal CSS.
Okay.
Internal and then.
Or then you
after
move it to
done,
yes,
move it.
yes, sure, sure. Or you want to put both file in the same HTML. Once I'm done, copy paste it to other one. Yeah, sure, sure. Guys, put your phone in vibrate whenever you are in class. Okay. So now let's save it. File. Then go to save as and name your file to September SEPT September 2 classwork. Say it again. No, it has to save it the folder that we created. Remember? So go to my program, go to C, then go to HTML. This is the folder you should save all of your HTML. We talked about this. Everyone knows by now, right? So go to that folder, hit save. It will save the HTML. Okay. Now go to your CSS file. You can do the same thing. So click on save as and go to C drive, go to HTML here, name it September 2, SEPT2, SEPT2.css. Okay. So now first thing I need to link this CSS to this HTML. Now if you want to put your CSS file in this HTML file, which is completely fine, go ahead. But I'm gonna actually do it using a separate file. It's better you do it in a separate file. Okay, so let's can you tell me how do I add a external CSS file? What tag do I use? Does everyone know what tag do you have to use? Aman bhai মনে আছে জামান ভাই মনে আছে কোন ট্যাগ ইউজ করতে হয় what tag link okay Farhana মনে পড়ছে alright link right so the next after links then what do we have to use what is the attributes first attributes is what first attributes is href which one do we use you can use href no issues no problem so in href what do you put text dot slash no I guess href you put the file name right
September 2
sep2.css right now next attributes type right type equals to what text slash css okay it doesn't matter what is the order that you use order doesn't matter any attributes you can actually use it anywhere you want okay to make sure our css file work let's put a background color in our body so you can use background color equals to pink let's see so view split the window okay I don't think you can see things so let's do red Did it work? Okay, file, open. Okay, the most important one I forgot. Then no one tell me what are the other attributes that I have to use? Yes, this is the attributes I was missing. What is it? Style sheet, right? So this is one of the most important part that I missed. Now, save it. Does order really matter? So this is interesting. Let's put this at the first.
The file name is wrong. Except there is key missing.
September.
Yeah.
H2F.
Oh, SCPT. I see. I see. Ah, okay. Okay. So yes, our CSS file actually connected. So that's why, like, this page got red. Okay, so that was just a testing. We are not gonna use this. So for now, we will make it clear maybe. Let's see. It is clear. We're not seeing it. Okay. So now let's start. So first of all, let's go back to the trick that we want to create. So see how many boxes we want to create? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want to create 7 different boxes with this is one layer, and this is another inline boundary. Okay, so if you want to see, like, this is how the HTML look like. So in our body area, look, the first one, this is the demo part. Don't worry about the box. Look for the box. Today we are going to use all class to design this whole thing. We're not going to use ID no more. Okay, so look, the first thing, if you see the first box, they say class equals to red border box. So actually there are 3 different class they created. For box there is a CSS design, there is a border design, and for the background color you have this red. Okay, so we have to create 3 different class. So let's start our class. First of all, let's start actually, like, we need, I don't know about this one, so it's fine. I don't need this. So let's start from here. So in here, in our HTML, let's start div body area. Okay, so I am gonna say div class equals to, I will put some later, but the first div is gonna be the red border box. So just type red border box. Okay, so we have the text. Now we are gonna have 3 different separate class to do the work. First thing, I want to create a box. Tell me, how do I create a box using CSS? We learned it in our last class. So let's name our class exactly like they did, so it will actually, like, help us to understand. So the first one they created called box. So let's create a class called box dot box. Okay, so now let's put some design into the box. How do you see a, like, box in CSS? What property do you need to see the box? Just a border, right? So use border. Okay, so border, let's do solid. Okay, now if you come here, assign first class. Okay, so we have a box. Now we do want to make our box look like this. We want to shrink our box here and we want to make it bigger. Now remember when I was showing their CSS, what are the property do you use to make it bigger? Farhana answered that question. Farhana, remember Farhana said something? How do you make this box bigger? You change the length and width, right? So first let's add width. Okay, so now here width, right? So width maybe like I don't know, maybe 100 pixel. Okay, now let's see how it looks. See, I put 100 pixel and it's look like this. Now can you tell me what other property do I have to use to make it like big this way? Height. Okay, so I go there and I use okay, another basic thing. Please don't make this mistake and ask me what is the problem. It's gonna be very hard for me to find out the problem. For example, every time you're done with CSS property, you're gonna have to use something called semicolon. Okay, if you do not use semicolon, nothing is gonna work and you are gonna bring it here. I will never find out because it's gonna be very hard for me to find out the semicolon mistake. Everyone understand? Every like key and value pair, look, I finished border, then semicolon. Now there is a trick. Whenever you are writing key and value pair, what is this in between? Colon, right? And once you done, then what is this? Do you guys really understand what is a colon, what is a semicolon? I know it sounds funny, but you can make this mistake. I have seen this. Okay, so whenever you deal with key and value pair, you use colon. Whenever you done with your key and value pair, you use semicolon. Clear? So now I'm gonna use height, right? Now I'm gonna go to next line, height. Let's do 100 pixel too. Save it. Let's go and check. See our first box. Everyone understood what I just did? Yes. Okay, let's go here. The first box, first thing, look, our box border is done. Actually, I should have named the class as border instead of that's fine. Okay, done, right? So we're done with our box. Now let's create some colors. So for color, they have a class called red. So for making this border color red, we are gonna create something called red. Okay, in this red, first thing what I want to do, yes, I guess whenever I have a dot, what is this? This is a new class, right? We are trying to define a new class. So now for red, what exactly we are trying to do? We are trying to create actually let's go to the red box, inspect element, red and box. So border and box. Okay, let's no, actually I should name it. Okay, box is fine, completely fine. Width, height. Then for border they created actually separate class. Do you see this border? So I'm gonna remove this border property because for border they use this completely separate class. So let's just actually cut this property right here. I'm gonna make a property called class called border. Let's see, did they make it border? Yes, border. Yes, okay. Border, border. Now in here we are just gonna put this border equals to solid. Now the border, remember the border height. Can you tell me, like, how much is that border height? How much pixel? Okay, so we are gonna use border right, border border dash, oops, okay. So I'm gonna say border equals to, let's do 10 pixel and solid. Okay, border dili hoy, you don't need border width. Okay, so now this is a separate class, right? Now let's go back to our work. Look, do you see our actually, like, design get removed because which class we have assigned? We have assigned a class called box. Box is only for to, like, create the size, but we are not even seeing that because we never have the border. So now to see the border I have to add this class to that div. Do you guys understand? Remember, I currently look what this box class do. It's only assign the width and height, how big it will look, but I don't have any border around. To see the border I have to assign this class as well, right? So if I go to my HTML, in my div, which class I have assigned? I have only the box class. Do I have the border class? No. So you put a space here, you add border, then you are going to see the border. Solid. Okay, we don't have any border color. Look. So border color. Okay, so border color equals to maybe, like, do red. Now if you go there, right? Do you put the border first? Did I put class? Yes, I did. So border. Where is my border? Is the border class working? What is the mistake that I have done?
But you only have the border in the div class. If you go to the HTML file, you only have border in div class. So you have to have the box and border right there.
No, border should minimum show the border.
Okay.
Both class, very interesting. Why it's not showing? Which one? Right here? width. This one. So let's go. Okay. It's not border, it's border width. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, now look. Look. If I remove this box, can you tell me what exactly it's gonna get removed? Who can tell me if I remove these things, how the page is gonna look like?
All red.
Huh?
Ready from
Who
gold.
can tell me if I remove box class, how it will look like?
It's only going to have the border, but not the box.
It will have the border, but remember, the border will come up right here. Look. So remove it. Save. Do you see this? Actually, now border will go all the way because it's not actually using the height and width that we defined. This is the default one. So now this is where the multiple class comes. Do you see this? Remember I said whenever you're going to use class, you can use multiple class on the same div. That's what the uses of classes are. Now how many class did I use in this div? One.
Right now,
Okay.
just the border.
But whenever you are using ID, you cannot use multiple. Class, you can use multiple. So now, if I put a space, then I have option to use another class, which is box. If I do box, do you see the design has been applied? So what does box do? Box actually create this box. Border, what does border do? Border actually put this red border around. That's what it does. Clear? Okay. Now, actually, let's remove this color because for color we are gonna have to use a separate class. Okay. So we still have the black border. Okay. So now the next one. Now, red. This guy, right? So okay. So we are gonna create another class called red, which is gonna give us the background color as a red. So let's create another class, guys. Create another class. Dot red. Okay. So space here, put background color and put red semicolon. Okay, now tell me, if I want to put a background color in this box, what class do I use? How do I do this? You ask me questions, right? How do I actually assign my last class to this div? How do I apply my last final design into this div?
Internal CSS.
What is internal CSS here? I already have a CSS. I already used two of the class right here. Now I created another class which I want to use in my HTML. How am I gonna use it?
Right.
We already created two class and we use it. If I create a third class, how am I gonna use it? Very easy. Space red. Is it too hard? Do you see this? Now the box is red color. Everyone good? Guys, everyone good? Everyone understood? Now if you do this, do this, red border box, it does exactly the same thing.
Doesn't matter which
Okay. Now Guys, let's create the next box. Let's see, like, if you can do this. Okay, now I want you guys to create this box. I created this one. Now I want you to create this one. Blue border box. So first create a class for blue. We already have a border class. We already have a box class. Understood what I just said? So create another class called blue, then create this box.
Same thing. Not same thing. It's just a iPad that I did right. So new border.
Who's having issues, guys? You are? You too?
Border like that, right?
Okay, look. So create another class. So I'm gonna come to next line. I will name it blue. Okay, here I will put some background color equals to blue. Right? Now I'm gonna come here. First of all I need to do, I'm gonna have to create a new div. So I will copy my old div. I'm gonna come here, put this new div. Now in here I want to make it blue first of all. So HTML is changed. Now the box come under this box. This is not I want to do. Remember we study positioning in our second CSS class, or I guess no, last class or last class did I do positioning, or like before that class? Last class, right? So do you guys remember positioning? How do I position? I can either float my box or I can use another attributes called what was the attributes that you use, Maruf? Absolute, right? Position equals to absolutes. So basically come here. Okay, so in your all of your okay, so what I want you to do, create a new class for positioning. Okay, so put dot then POS, just name it POS. In here put positioning, POS position, just put absolute semicolon. Now use this class everywhere. So right here, come here, POS. Okay, my other box is gone. Come here, put POS. Where is my box?
Same thing happened when I tried the blue one. Do you have to have two different divs for two different boxes on your HTML?
Yes, that's the first thing. Actually, I explained that thing. So that's why I copied my old div and I created a new div right here. Okay, so what happened to positioning? If I use positioning, doesn't it work? No? Very interesting. Border box. Let's use positioning in box. Nope. 1 second.
The problem is that box class is for every box.
Yes,
So you
yes.
can't move anything.
Yeah.
Only
So
file of each other.
now what would be the best way to use it?
You change the name of the box. Right? Otherwise, everything will be one box.
No, this is one way. This is another way you can actually do this. That's why you are gonna have to use float this time. Okay. So use something called float. So in your box, go to your box and use a property called float. Float equals to left. See, if you do float left, that's the time it will automatically start from the left. The first box, then it will actually float the box, then start from the left. Float mean what is float English word, right? Float mean it will actually float the box. Normally if you write HTML, it will come one after another. So if you start a float, it will automatically float the box. As I put left, that's why it is starting from the left. If I do float equals to right, can you tell me what's gonna happen? Who can tell me if I do float equals to right, what's gonna happen? This box will be right here. Look. Oh, both boxes will be in the right. Float right. Okay? So in our case, we don't want to do right. We always want to do left. Now, can you tell me what would be, how would be the way, or what would be the way we can put a space in between? Two box. I have a two box, but I don't have any space. I want to put some space in between. What is the property that we use to put a space? Margin. No. Yes. Do you guys remember what do you use? Margin bottom mean bottom mean right here. Why do you why you are gonna use bottom margin bottom? It's gonna be margin. Margin should be fine. So if you do margin equals to 10 pixel, now let's go and check. Okay, so only margin would be fine. Okay, now can you tell me second box? I don't want to make it red, I want to make it blue. What do I have to update? Change the class. That's it. Instead of red, use blue. Does it look like this? Now you do the next one. I already showed you two, so this is the next box. I want to make a green box. So it's very easy. Just add a green class, then actually create the box. Hello? Yeah. Phone number 10. আচ্ছা একটু হোল্ড করেন আমি দেখতেছি তাহলে হোল্ড করেন হ্যাঁ ভাইয়া পাইছি so the number is দাঁড়ান নাম্বার বলতেছি আমি ওকে নাম্বার হচ্ছে গিয়ে কত 03 না এটা হচ্ছে কি আইডি নাম্বার 03-04-87-436 87436 ওকে হ্যাঁ বুঝি না না আমি মেসেজ পাঠিয়েছি আমি ঠিক কালকে কল দেবো ঠিক আছে ওকে আল্লাহ হাফেজ guys how far are you guys questions comments who's stuck no let me show you the code before actually I come to your desk so this is the HTML and this is the CSS. I cannot put both things together. Would you want to see HTML or CSS? CSS. Okay.
Wait, do we have to do this whole thing separate, you know, to have a different box? So why are we having Oh, there it is. No, here. Make sure your flow is correct. According to that. Oh. Alright, so
Good design, I want only to have background color. That's it. So what is
there's a whole lot of them already. So you finished one. You really finished one, you started another one, you're doing one.
Yes, sir. CSS and
Let's start another.
No, you don't. So every box what do you do? You have an activity. Water black আছে, temperature আছে, water black solid দিছে।
I think I got it.
Hey, yeah, bhai, are you done copying?
There it is.
Why?
It is full. Oh. Okay. It is flowing, but just not in the same order that let's see. Okay. You started new class now. After that, you can close it with div. Try that. Insert, now close it with div. Yeah. Close it with div. Ah. What else? গ্রিনটা হচ্ছে না, ব্লুটা হচ্ছে আচ্ছা লিঙ্ক। আপনি লিঙ্ক জাস্ট HTML তো মানে আপনি দিচ্ছেন লিঙ্ক href দিয়ে তো তারপর equal quotation September to password type equal quotation text / CSS quotation তারপর rel equal lifestyle style and then
This is what the work, guys. You're gonna have to do this. So whoever didn't do this, I want a box without border too.
আপনি হেডের উপরে দিচ্ছেন তো হেডের উপরে সেভ করছেন এভরি টাইম ইউ ডু সামথিং সেভ একটা কিছু চেঞ্জ করলে আপনি সেভ করতে পারবেন ওখানে যাওয়া বাট এখানে ক্লিক করলে হবে না এখানে যে প্রপার্টিজ আছে আছে বললাম আপনি সেভ করবেন এভরি চেঞ্জ ইউ মেক
box inside a box. So what is the property I have?
That's all on HTML, and it still comes. Make it in CSS first.
Yes. What do you want to see? Why you want to see HTML? Type it. You already know one. Okay. If you know one, you should know others. I'm not gonna show you. Okay. Go ahead. Try to do it, guys. It's a classwork.
For the blend without the border, just the red box itself. If I type it just in the HTML file, it still comes out. Do I still have to use the type it in the CSS?
I don't understand your question. Again, ask me. No, you don't have to show me. Ask me again.
Okay, so the red box, right? Without the border, which is the fourth one. If I type in the information in the HTML file as a separate div class, it comes up on my view screen without even typing it in the CSS page. Does it make sense?
Because you copied. All the classes are same, guys.
Right. Okay. No,
Guys.
just for this one I'm talking.
Okay. Everyone, can you look up? Basic Jinish, you don't understand. Look. Can you guys look up? First of all, you guys don't understand the basic stuff. I don't know why. By now, you should be understanding these things. If I remove all three classes, can you tell me what's gonna happen?
All the boxes are gone.
No, I will ask everyone. You tell me first, if I remove all these three, what's gonna happen? Then exactly tell me what's gonna happen. The border will be deleted. The border will be deleted for the both box. If we delete one box, then one box will. Okay, first of all, look at what am I showing. I'm gonna delete these three. Now tell me what's gonna happen. That thing is gonna be red one. Red one. What's gonna happen? Like how exactly you're gonna see it in the browser, or how exactly it's gonna look like if I delete this thing. What exactly it's gonna do? Like I said, I'm gonna remove all three CSS classes, right? It's not blank. Do you think it's gonna have the text? I'm not deleting this text.
No, then I will see that right, the red border box, but no border, no classes.
Okay. Now let's do this, guys. Don't talk. You didn't you the one who asked me a question? Why are you talking? Okay. Look, I deleted all three classes. Now see, I have only the content, right? Now what you guys did? You guys copy the entire div, paste it here. All you need to do is just remove one class from here and put another class here. Like seriously, this is the easiest job. Like I don't understand why. Like you are asking me if I copy this, if I paste it, I see the same thing. You're supposed to see the same thing.
No, I never said I copied it. I was just saying.
You typed it.
No, I say it just for the red one. Because for the other ones, if I did it on the CSS file, right? For the border and everything.
CSS file is already done. Okay, look, I already created these three classes.
Okay.
And I already created the other three classes too. One class was border, another is box, another was red. For this one, we had border, we had box, and we had red. Next one, we had border, we had box, and we had blue.
Yeah.
Now, for example, now you tell me, in this box, I don't want to see the border. Tell me what exactly I have to do. Who's talking? Arafat, don't talk.
You just take
delete
out
the
the border.
Huh?
You have to delete the border.
You just take out
You
the
are
border.
telling me, but tell me what exactly I have to do in the code.
Just
In the
take
div
off the
class,
border.
just take the border out. and
Border,
Just leave the
just
box.
remove the border class. That's it.
Right.
So if I go, like come here, delete the border box. That's it. Like see, this is what actually you're gonna have to do. One of the boxes look like this. This is actually
that's what I
one
did.
of the work. You copy the entire thing. You just remove one class.
No, that's what I did. But the thing is, I wanted to say that has no connection with the CSS file.
That definitely has connection, has a CSS file. Whatever you have in the CSS file,
It
this
should
is all
appear.
happening because of the CSS file. Who understands this?
Okay, all right.
Everyone understand, right? This whole thing is happening because of the CSS file. If you don't have CSS file properly set up, you're not gonna see the box like this. Now, can you tell me I want to only make a box which is red with white text? Now this is another task, class task. Tell me what do I have to do? I want to see a box, no border. I want to see red background,
With just
white
the text.
white color text. I want to see white color text. Tell me what do I have to do? You tell me what do I have to do to create a new box?
Change the text.
New box.
Yes.
Just I copy the div section.
He knows how to copy. Good, very good. No, minimum you know. So copy this whole div. Copy. Come down, paste it here. Now, look, I have exactly the same thing because it has the same CSS. Now, so I said I don't want
Same
border.
class.
So first thing, same CSS class. So I'm going to remove border. Okay. Now I said, actually, instead of blue, I said I want to see red. So I'm going to put red. Okay. Now I said I want to see this text
So white.
in a white color. Now who
I have
can
to
tell
see-
me what do I have to do?
I have to go to CSS.
Huh?
CSS.
I have to go to CSS.
Change the
To
color.
the font size.
Okay. Now I am in CSS. Tell me what do I have to do?
Start a new.
Look, I only want to change
Color.
this text. I don't want to work with any other thing. For example, I don't want to make white text here. I only want to create it for this box.
So I have to go to the third class.
Okay, I am in which one is third class? Blue, red. I only have look, I have box, I have border, I have red. Position, I don't need it. I can delete positions. So I have blue. That's it. Literally, I have this. Now I want to have white text. Who can tell me what do I have to do?
Font face.
Who can answer me?
So font
We have to know that.
Yes, that's the property. But how do I do it?
font face is equal to inverted comma white.
This is one solution. You can use inline CSS, or if I want to use class, what is the solution? Huh?
No, dark white is just going to create another box.
Okay, the easy look, the easiest solution here, right? If I want to create text white color, I can write some inline CSS, isn't it? So I can say style equals to, that's the easiest solution, style equals to here. What do I want to change? Font, right? Look, font color. Where is font?
Font, you have to put it. That's font. But I think
Font equals to
color.
White.
Italic.
no, italic is for italic. Yeah, no, it's not. Font size, font style,
Variant.
font color, inherit. Let's see what is the
Font
property.
feminism.
Oh, this is the word. This is the one they use actually. White text. 1 second. Okay, so what we can do, instead of inline CSS, we can actually put this into our CSS file as well. Now, everyone look up. Currently, how many class we are using? Two class, box and red, right? So we come here, we create a separate class. How? Dot box dot red. If I'm using this class together, I can actually define some
two classes.
two class together. Look, not one class. I can define some. Okay, here I'm gonna say what is the font text, font color? Inspect, not this one, right? So let's go to inspect element and check. Okay, just do color equals to white. Color equals to white. That automatically apply to this both red, because this one also has red box. You understand? So now I'm gonna have to come up with something unique for this one. What I can
Let's
do?
make that purple. Then it's not gonna go to the red one.
No, that's like, that's a trick. Like, that's a challenge that you are gonna have to overcome. If you do it.
The same color.
Oh, okay. Why exactly this one doesn't have a border? No, I have the border right here. Let's see. Interesting. Let's go there. Let's remove this CSS. Save it. Yeah, the border come back. Box red. So dot box dot board red. What did you use, Bhabhi?
I use only font equal to white, color equal to white, and I put the magnum font. Then I assign to the div file on that div. So just put the font.
You use inline CSS?
Whatever we did same way.
Whatever we did, very good answers. So uh, uh, inline CSS mean, like, did you write the CSS in the tag, in HTML tag? Yes, I know that is a solution, but the thing is, that's not what we want to do.
CSS.
Only one box font color dot white. You don't want that?
Say it again. I do, but the thing is, I want to see a different way. I'm gonna show you 1 second. Use the laptop for a second. Copy something. Maybe here. No. Maybe I should use this one.
Yeah, but not who talking about here.
Sir, একটা সেকেন্ড আমার হেডার সেন্ড ব্লু আছে কপি করে দিচ্ছি ব্লু আছে সিএসএস এর মধ্যে ব্লু আছে ক্লাস
Next code.
কলমের পরে ড্যাশ আছে background
Like বানান ভুল করা যাবে না. It's very important you don't misspell anything. Okay, so let's see, like what we can do. We can write some actually inline CSS here. Style. হইছে এখন? হুম?
Because if in the box class in CSS, default font equals white, and if it red, blue, green color, it would give it font color.
Okay, yeah, sure. So that time, like okay, in here the trick could be, yeah, font, or do this color equals to white. Okay, if you did this, look, all the text is white now. So now what you can do, every time you have a background color, for example red, in this time you want to make color equals to black. Okay, this is a trick. And blue background also you want to make color equals to black. Okay, white. Where is blue box? Oh, I never like color. This is another way, but if I do it this way, now still the same problem. I have red. So if I do this, yeah, I still have the same problem. No, it's not gonna really work. I have to use another trick, like okay, so let's not worry about text color. So for example, now I have the box. Now tell me, I want to have the next box I want to have is green. What was the, let's see,
Blue and green.
next box I want to have white with black background, I mean black border. So can you tell me what do I have to do? Just do what?
Border and box. No color.
What do you mean no color, bhai? So you just copy the entire thing, you put it here. Just put, instead of red,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
this is a box, right? Now what do I need? I just need a border. So after box, border. That's it. Everyone clear about it? Clear? Everyone clear? So this is multiple what do you call it, multiple CSS class assigned to a specific div. Now another important concept, it's called CSS overwrite. Bhabhi, I will upload this to Dropbox.
But it's not working. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Okay, so
My laptop already shut down.
Can you go with that?
go back to CSS.
Yes.
I just kept it the way it was before.
Yeah, I'm just bored.
You are bored? My like is my lecture is that bad?
Because my one is not working, so that.
Okay, so now what was the thing I was, okay, now another important thing. It's called CSS overwrite. Now if I actually put a color in red, can you tell me where exactly this property will be, like you will, for example, in this red class, right? I use some property, or I use some key and value pair. So maybe like I use something like font family. Okay, font family equals to maybe sans serif. Okay, and I do font size. Font size equals to maybe I will do large. Can you tell me where do you think this two will be applied?
The first div.
Huh? Where do you think these two will be applied?
First div.
All the reds, all the reds. Okay, so if you go there now, do you see we have red here? This text had changed comparing to these two. Do you understand what I just said?
Just selected one specific class, and that's what changed, which is the red class.
I use some key and value pair on a specific class. So that class, wherever we used, automatically apply all the property there. Everyone understood, right? Now, for example, I have exactly the same thing on box. Can you tell me what's gonna happen? Because we use box class everywhere, right? Now, right here, now I'm in red. So in here, I'm gonna do some trick. Instead of sans serif, I'm gonna use another font family.
Arial.
Maybe like how do I spell Arial?
A-R-I-A-L.
Arial.
AI.
And instead of large, let's do small. Small. Can you tell me what's gonna happen?
The red box.
Font size is gonna be small.
Huh? Do you guys do you guys understand we have exactly the same key and value pair in two different fields? Do you guys understand that? Now this is in CSS, this is called overwrite. Now we are overwriting the base property with a new property. Who understand what I just said? Yes, no? Okay. First of all, look, everyone look up. We have box class in all of our div. Okay. So if I put any property in the box class, automatically everything will be applied. Right? Now I have something called font family and font size. These are the two property I used in box. Before I applying it to different class, we saw everything looks like same, right? Now I came to different class called red. I put exactly the same property. Look, font family, font size. Here I'm changing the font to Arial and I'm making it very small font. So you didn't realize we have exactly the same thing in the other class which you use everywhere. Now how exactly computer know or how exactly browser will know which class this property is coming from? So it will always take think about this is your parent and this is your child. Okay, so based on the class we use, look, what class did you use first? Box. Then we use, in this case, look at this one. We use box first, then we use red. Now if I change the side, look, I use red first. In here, if I use box, still same, overwriting it. Okay, regardless how exactly we use it, based on how exactly you see it in the CSS file. This is our first class and this is our third class, right? So it will automatically, third one automatically will overwrite the first one. So regardless we use this one first or this one first, this property will be overwritten by this one whenever we use it.
The sequence in CSS method.
CSS, yes, CSS file. how exactly we write in CSS file. Who still have confusion? Okay. Look, I have two property called font family and font size. This, if I use this box class, is used in all the HTML div, right? Okay, so that means you are gonna see this changes to all the boxes. Okay, now I may change my mind. I said, okay, I want to create a new class with same property, but I want to change a little bit. Now, actually what happens, think about line by line. Computer program runs always line by line. I had first this, I change my mind, I want to do this. Now, everywhere I use red, it will automatically override this with this. That's what it means. CSS run line by line. Right. So first I had this, but I changed my mind to this on red. So wherever I'm using box and red together, automatically red will execute. Red will automatically override. It will automatically override these values. Everyone understand, right? This is a tricky concept. You just have to understand how exactly the CSS is written. You have to understand. Yes, yes. How you use it doesn't matter. Here, in your HTML, how you use it doesn't matter, but how you write it in CSS file, that matters. Then box red will be the automatic one. Look, so if I cut this, if you put it here, right? This will be the default one, and this will be the change one. Look, see? Okay guys, so this is about it. I have nothing today. So in our next class, we are gonna start something called JavaScript. Okay, so we will, what I want you to do, I want everyone to go to this site called w3schools.com. Go to this site, w3schools.com. Okay, go to this site. Then in their search box, just type JavaScript right here. Type JavaScript, Java S-C-R-I-P-T, JavaScript. Okay, so it will take you to JavaScript tutorial. So it's the link is w3school/js. So just like look at it. It's similar to whatever we have learned. Pretty similar. See, it has HTML, but inside HTML there are some code. It's called JavaScript. So we will learn some little bit of JavaScript. JavaScript will help us whenever we click a button. We see a lot of things, right? We see things get saved. We see alert message. Those are actually JavaScript. So this is kind of it about our HTML and CSS. So we're going to learn some JavaScript from our next class. So I want you to start looking into this JavaScript, and I am going to upload some homework right now. I want you to actually do that before you come to the class for CSS and HTML. Okay, so I will upload some pictures today, design today. I want you to actually do it on the next class. So it will be mostly like based on the CSS trick we learned. Okay, so first of all this one. So whoever did in the class, it's good. Like I'm gonna still actually give you the same homework. Yes, of course you have to check the Dropbox right now. Go ahead, check now. Okay, I'm gonna go to HTML. I will go to classwork. In here I will upload the file. So this is one, though most of you guys already did it, but still I will I want you to work on more. So let me upload today's file as well. Don't copy mine. I want you to actually work on yours. Should I upload, or you can actually do it? If I upload, you guys gonna copy, right?
These boxes, all these boxes.
Monday, Wednesday. Okay, and another thing, as we are almost finishing HTML, what some things you guys need to know. Every time we finish our class, you are gonna have to come for a presentation sessions. So how exactly these things work? Once we finish any topic, we ask everyone to create some presentation PowerPoint slide. Okay, so you have 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes time. Every student has to come here, display your PowerPoint presentation, and actually present it to the whole class. Okay, so this is what actually we do when we finish any topics. This helps you to talk in front of people, because whenever you're gonna go for job interview, that time you have to talk to a stranger, and if you don't know how to talk to a stranger in front of him, it's a problem. So that's why to build your confidence, we always ask everyone to create presentation slide, then come here and present the idea. Okay, so I'll show you some sample work that previous student they have done. Let me just actually finish adding these things first. Okay, so I uploaded today's class, and now let me show you some previous class presentation document. Okay, so if you guys go to, but please don't copy others. I want you to create your own. Noon batch 3. This one, if you go to HTML, HTML, not HTML, it's CSS. Saturday, Sunday. Okay, then is it under HTML? Yeah. Okay, guys, look. Okay, look, this is a sample HTML presentation that previous student created. Let me just download it. Okay, so a sample presentation look like this. Everyone has to do it, guys, no exception. Okay, so this is a sample presentation. So his name was Zulfikar Ahmed. So for example, what is the definition of HTML? What can you do using HTML? Some HTML basic tag, these are the tag attributes. Then some sample tag. Then what is CSS? Where exactly CSS goes? Then there are 3 types of CSS. We studied all these 3, right? Then what is what are the CSS different property? So then CSS attributes, CSS class, then deep tag, and this is how the presentation should be. What is the idea? The idea is you have to, for example, the way I'm teaching you guys. So I'm guessing you don't know anything about HTML, right? So whenever you're gonna present your idea, you are gonna have to come here and teach everyone whoever doesn't know HTML. Okay. Alright guys, so that's about it. So thank you for joining. Whoever is joining from online, thank you for joining. কি হয়েছে ভাই?